Stadium going to be pretty hot this week. Temperatures up into the high 80s, low 90s as this week rolls on, getting deeper into summer. And the Dodgers ready to take on another National League West opponent as we get to working on a win presented by the Home Depot. You're going to play your division more than any part of baseball, 13 times against everybody. And the Dodgers taking care of business against those teams this year, winning 3 of 4 against the Padres this weekend, 5-2 against the Rockies this year. Split the 4 games in Denver back in April, but then swept the Rockies here in late May. Rockies coming about with this lineup, and as we talked about, they've been hitting it hard lately. Willie Castro leads off, and then it's Kyle Karros. We got an analyst who knows a little something about him. Hunter Goodman's headed to the All-Star game, 27 home runs, second only to Kyle Schwarber. TJ Rumfield, back-to-back months, he's won National League Rookie of the Month. Cole Carrig is another rookie who's getting it done. In center field, hitting 5th. Tyler Freeman, who's out of Etiwanda High School, is in right field. Jake McCarthy over from the Diamondbacks, having a great first season with the Rockies. Troy Johnston also in his first year here. He's top 5 in the league, hitting above 300. And Ezekiel Tovar, one of their longest tenured players, is the shortstop and 9-hitter. It's going to be Lauer tonight, no matter who it's been for the Dodgers against the Rockies this year in a starting role. They have excelled. 4-0 the starters are with a .238. And you look at the top of the rotation for the Dodgers. They have 3 of the top 8 starters in the National League, in Ohtani, Yamamoto, and Robleski. And then you look at Eric Lauer, who's going to start tonight's game, and he's the guy who says, look, I know what my role is. I came over here to be a guy they can count on to get deep into games, stay in the game long enough to save the bullpen and win the game. And you touched on it during the open, but in all 6 games that he's pitched in, they have.
Yeah, he's accepting his role, and he's saying all the right things. But you know he's taking the mound every time like he thinks he's an ace. And he has pitched like it. He has kept the Dodgers in every ball game, and he's continued to improve.
669 with the Blue Jays. They cut him loose. 288 with the Dodgers. How do you explain that turnaround?
Well, first of all, you look at the pitch usage and the sequencing. The usage, though, has changed a little bit. He's added a cutter. He's using that curveball, the changeup, the fastball, not as frequently. He's continuing to change that usage as he progresses. But all those things have been good.
Debuted for the Dodgers against the Rockies back in late May. Went 6 innings, gave up just a Hunter Goodman solo shot. And it's been more of the same in his 6 games with LA.
And you take a look how he attacked the Rockies on the 26th. A lot of 4-seamers, the curveball, the change. Look for that cutter a little bit more tonight. He's been using that lately. What he did a month and a half ago, I think he's going to be different this evening. Yeah,
threw that cutter a career high 29 times against Sacramento in his last start. And I think that start was a perfect example of what he's embraced being. He gave up 9 hits in that game, but still went 6 innings, only gave up 3 runs. Even though he didn't have his best stuff, didn't have his best command, find a way to get his 4th quality start in his 6 tries.
Well, and that's one of the things that he has done. He has battled. Even though he may not have his best stuff where he runs into trouble, he competes every pitch, and it's worked well.
Dodgers finishing off a 50-game stretch tonight. They're 34-15 in this what'll tonight be a 50-game pocket. Chance to win 35 out of 50 in that span and improve on the best record in baseball, looking for their 60th win overall this year. The Rockies, meanwhile, have won 4 of their last 5 games. They've played above 500 over the last month. And coming off taking a series from the San Francisco Giants. Willie Castro will lead things off for the Rockies. 6 runs per game since the start of June to lead the majors. We're all set. Lauer kicks and throws, and off we go with strike 1. They are one of the most aggressive teams in baseball. Part of the improvement over the last month is they've harnessed that a little bit. Still aggressive, but not over the top, leading the majors in chasing. And their manager, Warren Schaefer, first full season in the gig with the interim tag removed in the offseason after he took over for Bud Black last year. Quickly 0-2 on Castro. Castro, switch hitter, first season with the Rockies, signed a 2-year contract. Really good from this side of the plate. And an 0-2 from Lauer. He watches a curve, catch the outside corner for strike 3. That's the other pitch that he's thrown more since coming to the Dodgers.
Hey, you see two of those pitches in that at bat were just on the edge or even a bit out of the zone. See, Rush does a nice job of framing it. Nice start for Lauer there.
Yeah, and if he and the Dodgers get 7 strikeouts in this game, everybody gets a free Jumbo Jack tomorrow with the purchase of a large drink at LA area Jack in the Box restaurants. Kyle Karros, comeback win for the Rockies yesterday, and he had the game-winning home run, which is a continuation of a hot month. 360 in that span where the Rockies have been the best offense in baseball, and he's got a top 5 OPS in the National League in that time.
Yeah, he just tell you that, you know, the balls aren't finding defenders, and that's been the difference for him. You know, especially when you compare it to the way he started. But like if you look at the underlying metrics, the hitting the ball hard and being relatively disciplined has been pretty consistent.
On this 1-1 from Lauer, takes it downstairs. He always seemed to have his best for the Dodgers, right? 8 home runs in his career, 3 of them, including his first, have come against LA.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing to explain it. It's just, you know, one of those freak things, right? But he has had some success. Miggy Rowe getting him hot right there.
Hey, take it how you can get it. Does he get some home cooking when he comes into town with the Rockies?
Cooking? Who's cooking?
I don't know. He gets some DoorDash.
He's got a roof over his head. That's
okay.
Yeah, no, I'm not cooking, and the wife is out of town.
He's worked the count full. He's a 5th-round draft pick out of UCLA. Got to the majors last year. Quick taste of it, relatively speaking. He's increased his numbers drastically.
Well, I mean, he's had to learn at the big league level. I mean, he had 250 at bats in the minor leagues above high A before he got to the big leagues. That's kind of crazy.
Of course, you wouldn't trade it, right? You'd prefer
not
to
now,
be up
right?
there.
No, you want to get an opportunity, but you also want to be ready, and that's one of the great things that the Dodgers do. You know, and sometimes when you're that player, you're not thrilled, but they're not rushing you here in this organization at all.
Another payoff pitch to him and another foul ball. How has he evolved as a player? Obviously, tremendously, but is this the same guy, just an older version that we've always seen?
I think it's an older version. I mean, he's more mature and he's grown into his body. I mean, he's still 23 years old, and you know he won't be physically where he needs to be for a couple more years.
Same style game coming up, Little League, Miracosta.
I think the fielding is he really took the fielding when he went to UCLA. Bryant Ward there, still coaching, the assistant coach to John Savage. You know, that's his thing, and he and Kyle really bonded.
Making life tough on Lauer here, and fouls it again. Tenth pitch coming up, and even Dad might be running out of stuff to say about him at this point. Earns the walk. More nerve-wracking, playing in the big leagues or watching your kid?
I think watching either one. You know, my first experience was with Jared, pitcher in the Dodger organization. He's coming back from Tommy John, but that was the first thing, the Freeway Series, and that was nerve-wracking. And watching Kyle too, it's, you know, it's enjoyable and it's great, but there's a lot of anxiety up here in the booth.
He's aboard, first base runner of the game, and a walk hard earned against Lauer. And here comes their all-star, Hunter Goodman, with 32 home runs last season and an out of nowhere all-star season. And some people looked at that and said, okay, let's see if he can repeat it, maybe a product of Coors Field, but he's doing it again at an even higher level. 27 home runs, second only to Kyle Schwarber. Most of those have come on the road. So it's the easy narrative to say, well, he plays for the Rockies. Of course he's going to hit a bunch of home runs. But 18 of those 27 have come away from Coors Field.
I'm going to go a step further and not say the easy narrative. I'm going to say the lazy narrative, right? And, you know, Hunter, he's been great. There's no question. I mean, he's got as much power as anybody in the game.
14 of those 27 have come since the start of June.
Well, he's got some bat speed. He's a very aggressive hitter. And if you're anywhere around the zone, he can get the bat to the ball. But there's a lot of swing and miss.
All right, in the count 1-2 here. One of those 27 home runs for Goodman came against Eric Lauer, lone run that he gave up in his Dodger debut.
Must think he's got his dad's wheels.
Yeah.
I had 15 one year. I had 15.
What's the nugget about you? More stolen bases than somebody?
Mr. Coffee, Joe DiMaggio.
That's right, that guy. Swing and a miss. He strikes him out with the fastball.
Lauer goes out of the zone. So the 2 strikeouts that he's had tonight, he's attacked the aggressiveness of this Rocky ball club. Going out of the zone and getting those guys to offer at it.
Now, that fastball has always been his best pitch, that kind of invisible fastball. High spin up in the zone, but that had gotten hit really hard by the league when he was with the Blue Jays. Here's TJ Rumfield popping it up into left field. It's a cutter that Mookie Betts will give way to Teoscar Hernandez on. And more on that fastball in the second inning. We got the Dodgers coming to bat with Shohei Ohtani to lead things off when you come back. Here come the Dodgers, presented by your SoCal Helpful Honda dealers, with Ohtani to lead things off. Then Andy Pages and Freddie Freeman. 3 All-Stars up at the top of the order right there. Mookie Betts is the shortstop. Kyle Tucker bats 5th in right field with Teoscar Hernandez in left. Max Muncy, the 4th All-Star, is at third base hitting 7th. Rojas at second, rushing catches. They faced Kyle Freeland, who is 2-7 with the worst ERA in the majors at 7.25. But he's coming off his first win since early April, his last time against a hot team in Miami, holding them to 2 runs over 5 innings.
Yeah, one of the things you can say about Kyle, he's going to take the ball and he's going to compete. And obviously, you look at the year, and he has been hit quite a bit. He doesn't have the overpowering stuff. He's going to have to be pinpoint, and it's going to be tough to do against this Dodger offense.
Here comes to Shohei Ohtani with his first pitch of the ball game, and it's in for a strike. Ohtani's played the Rockies 32 times since coming to the Dodgers and reached base in all 32 of those games. That includes against Kyle Freeland, a .538 average and 2 home runs. Pretty good.
I mean, what are you going to say? It's, those numbers are ridiculous, right? 11 home runs. Almost a 1,200 OPS, but I'd say that about most clubs.
Bullet to center field and caught by Carrick. Not much of a drop off to Andy Pages and what he's done against Kyle Freeland in his career. These 2 guys together, .565 average and 4 home runs. Have fun getting started with a game, Freeland.
Right, you got to hope what just happened happens again if you're Freeland. That ball that Shohei hit was 112 off the bat. It's not going to get any easier there. You saw Andy, the all-star starting center fielder, well-deserved.
Yeah, sigh of relief for Andy, I think, for the Dodgers, too, seeing him voted in as the starter. Was so close last year, with the disappointment of not making it. But he is headed to his first All-Star game and one of the 4 Dodger starters. 3rd in runs batted in, top 10 in the league in extra base hits. He's steadied things out lately, went through quite a bit of a stretch there where he was not nearly as good as he was early on. And granted, you're never going to be as good as he was for the first month, but he seems to have found a steady middle ground lately. Pop up, shallow center field. Carrick, a little different play than Ohtani's bullet, makes the catch, 2 out. The man of the night, here's Freddie Freeman on his bobblehead night. All right, his 19-game on-base streak come to an end yesterday, but he's still top 10 in the league in on-base percentage, and since mid-May, top 5 in the league in slugging. This is before the game. Freddie with his family Everybody involved in the ceremony of first pitches.
Man, he's going to have to keep playing with all those mouths to feed, right?
Although he may have 3 other major league sources of income coming in a couple decades.
That's a good point.
Bouncing ball, base hit right field, and he starts a new on-base streak a day after it ended. Freddie Freeman aboard 20 of the last 21 games.
You know, when you marvel at everything that he does, whether it's the clutch home runs, whether it's the base hits, whether it's flipping the ball the other way. The other thing that might be the most impressive thing is the consistency, because that may be harder than any of those other things that he does, and for how long he's done it.
We were talking about it the other day. Career average 299, 295 this year. The slugging 511 for his career, up above 500 again this year. The age of 36, he'll turn 37 before the end of the season, and there just is no sign of him tailing off.
Right?
At the plate or defensively. Mookie Betts. Freeman had his on-base streak end yesterday. Betts still has his going, 16 games in a row. Betts was hitting 179 on June 5th, and the month since 311. And here's a throwaway. Freeman's going to hang on, though. Everybody thinking everybody's got EK speed over there. Betts, like many of these guys, big numbers against Freeland. 3 home runs in their previous meetings. On a 2-1, Betts sends a high drive to right center field. Not deep, though. Keurig with a first inning hat trick. An inning in the books in Los Angeles and no score.
Fans can bid right now on incredible memorabilia and exclusive Dodgers experiences, all while supporting the Dodgers Foundation's programs that help young people thrive both on and off the field. Scan the code or visit Dodgers.com/auction.
No score after an inning. To the second we go, and Cole Keurig to lead things off for the Rockies. Weekend against the Giants, Keurig hit a home run, 2 triples, drove in 6, and it has been quite a first month in the major leagues. A little less than a month in, his OPS is better than Ohtani's.
Well, one of the things about Keurig is he's probably as athletic a person on this field tonight. Drafted out of San Diego State in the 2nd round. Center field, catcher, shortstop, switch hitter, throws as hard as anybody. Can run.
Hits it hard by a drawn-in Muncy. Had to have his life flash before his eyes right there. And it's a leadoff single for Cole Keurig.
Right fielder, number 2.
Yeah, you mentioned Muncy playing in, and the thing gets by him 98 miles an hour off the bat. Not sure that Max saw it.
Leadoff man aboard, Tyler Freeman coming up. He's out of Etiwanda High School in Rancho Cucamonga, former Eagle, and one of 2 Freeman brothers that have made it to the major leagues. Younger brother Cody's with the Texas Rangers. Shows bunt, takes inside. 2nd season with the Rockies. Started his career in Cleveland, hit .220 over parts of 3 seasons there. He's come to the Rockies, though, and found his place and hit .275 in his 2 years. Contact hitter, line drive hitter.
Dodgers have that right side wide open, and he'll try and shoot it over there. I mean, he's that type of hitter. Take a look at where Miggy Rowe's playing here. As Tommy Lasorda used to say, you could drive a a truck sideways through there.
Muncy crashing in at third. 5 sacrifice bunts this year for Freeman. Carried 30 stolen bases last year, 2 so far in the majors. There he goes, and it is shot through that right side. It almost hit Carrig, who pops to his feet and advances to third, and that's back-to-back hits to open the second.
And you just saw with that wide open right side of the infield, again, the way Freeman plays, he was shooting the ball over that way, one way or another. See, Miggy Rowe opens it up even more. He's got to go cover with Carrig running.
So they're at the corners against Lauer here in the second, trying to do his best impression of himself from last week when there was a bunch of contact, a bunch of hits, but only 3 runs allowed, and was able to get through 6 innings in that game against Sacramento. One of the hottest hitters right here on this very hot team, and it's Jake McCarthy getting hit by a first pitch cutter. Bases loaded, nobody out.
And just grazes that pad.
Designated hitter number 20, Troy Johnston.
And they're loaded up for Troy Johnston. Claimed off waivers from Miami in the offseason, and out of the middle of nowhere, he's 4th in the National League, hitting .313. Most of that damage done against right-handed pitching, getting more chances against lefties like this one tonight. He's behind 0-1.
Yeah, I want to say he's runners in scoring position. I think he's over 400.
Best in the National League, 414. Lauer got that first strike on a fastball, and we're starting to talk about his fastball going to break last inning. It had gotten crushed in Toronto, 620 slugging against. Since coming to the Dodgers, that number's down to 260. Part of it is less exposure to it.
Right. And I think adding that cutter as well, or using it more, I should say.
Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. Back to that fastball. It's always thrown it a bunch, but a little more, like you said, of the cutter, a little more of the curveball. Hitters less geared up to try and get to that fastball, allowing it to flourish again.
I think you got to stay up in the zone again, see if he'll offer at it.
Left a breaking pitch over the plate and got away with it with a pop-up. Shallow right. Rojas for the first out, and as good as a strikeout right there with a shallow pop.
Yeah, nice job by Lauer right there, getting ahead 0-2 and then throwing that curveball. And that's been another effective pitch for him. Again, he's changed his usage, and what he has gone with has been more effective.
Is that a case, though, and he got away with it there, is that a case of overthinking it a little bit? The guy hasn't touched a fastball up, and then...
I mean, you figure, are you going to get away with 3 of them? I mean, that's a...
Tovar here.
I mean, I remember we had Kirsch in the booth. It was you and I think.
Yeah.
And, there had been 2 pitches in a row that the hitter had no chance. And I'm talking to Kirsch. I'm like, got to throw it again, right? And he goes, no. I'm like, what? No? He goes, nah. You wouldn't throw it? No, I don't think I could throw 3 good ones in a row. I
said, I'm due.
Yeah, I'm due.
To give one up.
Right. I was like, what? And that's a Hall of Fame pitcher thinking it. Like, I would not have been along that same thought process.
One ball, one strike on Tovar, one of the most aggressive guys in baseball. Statistically, the most aggressive guy. Swings and misses at a curve.
I mean, now if you're Lauer, you've got to expand right now, but it can't be a hittable pitch. He'll still be aggressive on it if you go out of the zone, but don't go out of the zone where he can reach it.
Shakes a couple times. Russian says step off. They'll try to get on the same page here. Tovar excellent a few years ago when the league was still throwing him strikes, but they learned they don't have to, and the offensive numbers have fallen off a cliff. Oh my goodness, right over the heart of the plate, into left, caught by Hernandez. Here comes Carrig. Here's Hernandez's throw. It's late, and the Rockies strike first. Wow, not only was it in the zone, it was right down the middle.
Yeah, that's a mistake by Eric right there. I mean, this pitch is center cut. I mean, you wouldn't even throw that 0-0, let alone when you're ahead in the count right there.
Number 3, Willie Castro.
And he knew if it was as simple as I put it where I wanted every time, everybody would go to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Ball hadn't even reached the bat yet, and he was already yelling at himself. Chance to limit the damage to 1, though. First and second, 2 out. Top of the order, and Willie Castro struck out his first time. Takes a curve for a strike. Real quick, back to that conversation about can you throw a third in a row. Kershaw thought he was due to throw a bad one. How about from the hitter's perspective? Are you glad, if you're Troy Johnson, that he didn't try to throw a third fastball in a row?
That's a good point. Yeah, man. I'm thinking that he's going to throw a third. I don't think somebody can throw 3 pitches and get me out the same. I mean, if they can, then it's a nasty pitch.
So you're feeling like
I'm
he's
feeling
due
like,
too.
Yeah, like there's no way he's going to do it. But that's why also it's a good pitch to throw. Because I'm thinking there's no way he's going to throw a third one. That's the cerebral part of this game, and it's just a constant. It's educated guessing.
Professional, I know he knows I knows.
Right.
1-2 to Castro. In on him with the fastball, and the Rockies, after loading the bases with nobody out, get just 1. Back-to-back world champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Get fired up with the Hot Ones Munchie Meal. Rockies on the board first. To the bottom of the second we go, and to the plate comes Kyle Tucker to lead off this inning. Tucker hitting .379 over his last 9 games. After he came off of the bench yesterday, singled and scored their lone run. He takes strike 1 from Freeland. A lot of the year mechanically he's felt off. He's felt like he's getting around the ball as opposed to staying inside of it. And he feels like the last few days his swing is getting back where it should be, staying inside of the ball. And he has some confidence coming from that feeling. He's talking with Robert Van Scoyoc, and he said he can see it when he's doing flips from straight on, because a lot more of his batted balls in the cage are going to the upper left-hand corner of the cage than they have over the first few months. In an 0-2 hole here as Freeland kicks and delivers. Hooks it into right. Down for a base hit. Leadoff single, Kyle Tucker.
But he'll take it. Again, when you're not feeling comfortable and you're not feeling smooth, any type of success, you just bank that stuff, because it's a lot better than getting out. That one right there, only 81 miles an hour off the bat, kind of just top-handed it. But again, that's a hit.
He's on. Teoscar Hernandez is up. 3 for his first 22, first week back from the injured list. I was talking to Teo today, though, and he said he feels night and day better than he did coming back from his injury last year. He said, I didn't say much about it last year, but I was still hurting pretty bad from that groin injury when I came back. And so while he was trying to find his swing last year, at the same time, he's still managing that pain. And he said, I was not about to go through that again. So I made sure this time, waited long enough, as much as the urge was to hurry back, wait until I'm fully healthy. So this time around, I can put my focus on my swing, not on continuing to rehab while I'm trying to learn how to swing again.
Yeah, hard enough to hit in the big leagues when everything's going right. Good to hear that Teo has passed all the physical limitations.
One of those 3 hits since coming back, the game-winning grand slam on Friday night. On this 2-1, swings and misses at a good change. The 2-2 pitch. Taken low, ball 3. Second time Freeland has pitched in this ballpark this year. The Dodgers scored 8 runs against him in 4 innings back in May. He's 1-8 in his career here. His 3-2 is dribbled along left side. Tovar charges, running throw in time to get Hernandez. Into scoring position goes the tying run, and up comes Max Muncy. 7 games against the Rockies this year, EK, and he's hitting .476 with 4 home runs.
Well, that game he had up in Colorado, he had a couple of home runs, and it was just, as you can tell by the pictures here, just freezing up there. And it's, I don't think anybody wanted to hit, and it did not bother Max at all. Polar bear Muncy.
Yeah. Remember him saying he actually thinks that it wound up working for them because you were just so cold. You couldn't think about anything as far as your mechanics. It was like, let's just get up there and try to hit the ball and not get rattled. Sometimes simple's better. Grounded to first. Rumfield picks it. It's been excellent defensively over there. Up to third goes Tucker. 2 outs and a word from Kia. How about this guy? Miguel Rojas, 7 out of his last 13, and had limited duty over the last month. Sporadic at-bats, hitting above 400.
But you take a look at that number against left-handed pitching. That's what's scary. 342. If you're left-handed, you're in trouble.
Now, part of this for Rojas has been embracing the role, whereas last year he's talked about he kind of fought against his reality of being a guy that wasn't going to be in there every day, being a rotational guy, being a role player. But he's embraced that. That's the stage of the career that he's at. And he's tailored his work to try and keep his swing ready for that role. So what does that mean? That means more work as close to game speed as he can get it. He's hit off of the velocity machine more than ever before, using the traject machine. Plug and play swing. .02 from Freeland is outside, ball 1.
I think you said it, though. It's, you can do all those things to prep for a game, but the most important thing is accepting that role. And that's not easy to do, especially when you feel like I could be out there doing more than what they're asking.
Chase is right here. Freeland's got his first strikeout of the day, and the Dodgers waste the leadoff hit.
Purchase a special ticket pack and get your exclusive Dodgers Hawaiian shirt tomorrow, presented by King's Hawaiian. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions for more information.
Got to get one of those for my dad. Put a special
Right,
request in. Got all these amazing giveaways. Folks lining up 3 days in advance of getting a card of a cartoon and a Dodger uniform, and my dad wants the Hawaiian shirt. Strike on Karros. 10-pitch plate appearance his first time, ended in a walk. It's the 4th time this year he's had an at-bat that long. First time that he's been able to have it end happily. Swings and misses at the high heat.
Again, Lauer consistently getting these Rockies hitters to go out of the zone. Really, his only mistake was a 2-strike pitch to Tovar. Ended up for a sacrifice fly.
Another 0-2 comes home, and Karros watches a miss away. Saying let's dance again after the long at bat the first time. Fifth pitch coming up here. Pop up. Freeman into foul ground is there to make the catch for the first out. Hunter Goodman, who struck out his first time, and we're talking about how he's been way better away from Coors Field than he has been in the friendly confines, friendly hitting territory that is Coors Field, and he thinks that it has something to do with the fact that he might get a little bit greedy when he's at Coors Field, thinking that he's supposed to hit for power. Hooks this ball down the left field line, foul. Whereas on the road, he says, I'm not thinking about hitting for power. I just let it happen.
Well, whatever it is, whatever the thought process, thought process is, it is obvious that the road, the 18 home runs, and he's not hitting cheap home runs either. Like I said, the bat speed plays no matter what. There is still the swing and miss. But again, you cannot question, oh, it's a Coors Field deal. And also, he's catching, and this guy never takes a day off. Never. I mean, that's the other thing that has amazed me so far. Playing in that ballpark, not a lot of fun.
He's from a family of catchers. His mom was a softball catcher in college. His dad was a competitive fast pitch softball catcher. And then he coached Hunter coming up in Arlington, Tennessee, outside of Memphis. The time he was little, he was always putting on the gear, putting the mask on, squatting down, pretending he was a catcher himself. Mom says that when he was 3, he'd point at the TV and say, I'm going to be on TV. That's going to be me one day. And she told him, maybe if you work hard, son, you can be a major leaguer one day. And look at him. In his 4th season, headed to his 2nd All-Star game. On a 1-2 from Eric Lauer. Goodman takes inside 2-2.
The crazy thing is, a couple of years ago, he was, little first base, little third base. They hadn't really committed to him as a catcher. And, it wasn't until about 3 years ago that they're like, look, go ahead. And he's taken to it.
Swings and misses, down on strikes for the 2nd time today.
Lauer going way out of the zone and getting Goodman to offer at it.
Yeah, if Lauer and the Dodgers get 4 more of those today, everybody gets that free jumbo jack tomorrow with the purchase of a large drink at LA area Jack in the Box restaurants. TJ Rumfield, 2nd time swings at the first pitch, and 2nd time flies out. 1-2-3 3rd for Lauer. Back-to-back world champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Shakey's Pizza Parlor, serving up handcrafted pizza, crispy fried chicken, and famous Mojo potatoes since 1954. Rushing to open the 3rd for the Dodgers against Freeland. Cracks the first pitch he sees down the line, and it scoots to the corner. Extra bases to open the 3rd for the Dodger catcher.
There's a sinker that he didn't get in enough. Dalton does a nice job of attacking that pitch. Setting the table for Shohei.
Dodgers have put the leadoff man on back-to-back innings, looking to cash in here with the top of the order coming up. Ohtani blistered one his first time, but it was caught in center field by Carrick. Does so again the other way. McCarthy's going back. Track wall, goodbye. Ohtani's 19th, and the Dodgers are in front.
88-mile-an-hour cutter, and Shohei's not having anything to do with that, right? 106. How about this? 2 pitches, 2 runs.
Now a strike on Pages. 33 games against the Rockies. On base in all 33. 12 home runs. Ball and a strike on Pages. Flied out to center field his first time. And he was saying that last year he got caught up in the All-Star talk and tried too hard, and said that he tried to learn from that, and said this year, look, I know that I don't have any control over it at this point. They're going to vote for who they vote for. He said this year I tried to stay the same, tried to just keep on doing what I was doing. Down on strikes here for the first out of the third. And gets the result that he's looking for this time. Another look at the Ohtani home run that's made it 2-1 Dodgers.
And he tried to throw a cutter, and that thing just leaked right down the middle part of the plate. Shohei let it travel. Again, as good as anybody driving the ball the other way with power.
Freddie Chance for the bobblehead man tonight. Freddie Freeman, who singled his first time. And would love to have another swing at that pitch. Fly to left center field. Carrig and McCarthy. It's Cole Carrig. 2 out.
Number 50, Mookie Betts.
Here's Betts. Fly to center field his first time tonight. A little bit outside, but a challenge coming here from Goodman, who is very good in his success rate. ABS is powered by T-Mobile, and I think he's going to get this one here with conviction. He called for that challenge and got it.
They got 2 left.
Steals a strike for Freeland. Driven in the air center field, but just got under it. Carrig to the track. Ends the inning, but Ohtani hits it out, and the Dodgers go from down a run to up a run here in the third. On an Ohtani home run, the Dodgers 2, the Rockies 1 to the top of the 4th inning. Sun setting over Los Angeles. Start of a 3-game series, final week going into the All-Star break. Always a important stretch for teams, not letting off of the gas, seeing those few days off up ahead. Dodgers the comfortable 14-game lead in the division, 2.5-game lead over the Brewers for the best record in baseball. Carrig leads off and fouls off the first pitch from Eric Lauer. Carrig singled and scored the Rockies run in the second. Somebody made a great catch, judging by the reaction of the fans on that ball. Yeah, first row of the third deck.
Sign him up, right?
Let's
or sign
go.
her up. Who was it? Did you?
It was a he and a Freddie Freeman jersey.
Oh, well, there you go.
Gonna need a new bat. That's okay, because it gives us a chance to get a word from Morongo.
Laugh It Up with Chico Bean. Live August 8th. Morongo.
A lot of guys get to the major leagues and they put on whatever jersey's been put in their locker. Doesn't matter what the number is. It's going to be an offensive lineman number in a lot of cases. But for Carrick, it was 16. Got himself a pretty nice number. Told his dad what they put in the locker, and he said, "That's Bo Jackson. Let's go." His dad, Mike, played college ball, San Jose State, played independent baseball as well. Little Bo Jackson to his game, though, like the lively athleticism. Everybody is Bo light if there's any Bo in their game.
Bo light, right. Shoot, nowadays, though, I don't know how many people know who Bo Jackson is or was. I mean,
name of the documentary, right? You don't know Bo.
Bo knows. Yeah, remember the Nike commercials and Bo knows.
Sky high to right field. Tucker, one gone in the fourth. Were you ever on the same field as him? Different leagues when he was?
No, never.
Okay.
No, never. He was Royals and White Sox. And
Angels
I'm not sure
at the
there
very
was.
end.
Yeah, but no, there was an interleague.
Not for another few years. Tyler Freeman, who singled his first time. I know, talking to people who watched him play football, said you could hear him coming. Ground would shake as he would run by you.
I remember him running through Brian Bosworth, who was a heralded linebacker, one of the most flamboyant in college football.
The Boz.
And then the home run he hit in the All-Star game at Angel Stadium. I think that was off of Rick Russell, the Giants. But this thing went to center field, and it's still going.
Freeman able to lay off that high fastball, and not many Rockies can say that tonight. He's gotten a bunch of chase, has Lauer, and it's almost all been on his four seam. Fires 2-1. Count evens 2-2 on that cutter.
Well, and whether it's the cutter or the four seamer, that pitch up out of the zone, and the Rocky hitters, have not been able to change their sights on it. Lauer's doing a nice job. He and Rush just continuing to go there.
He's been a whole lot better against right-handed hitters since coming to the Dodgers, and that cutter's a big part of it. OPS for righties 200 points lower since he's put on the Dodger uniform. Popped out of his hand a bit there, and the count's full. Change of scenery, different set of eyes on you, different set of coaching and suggestions. And he says the Dodger coaches and front office, training staff have gotten to know him faster than anybody, have helped him faster than anybody. And he's got context. He's not like somebody who's just changed franchises one time and said, yeah, they did a good job of it. He's been with 6 different organizations, plus pitching in Korea. So he's an expert at getting new eyes on him and seeing what they can unlock. Hasn't seen it quite like this. Base hit to left field as Freeman did get up on that fastball. 2 for 2.
I mean, that's just what this guy does. It just hits line drives, goes to right field, hits the left.
Brings up Jake McCarthy, and we check in with Kirsten.
Thanks, Joe. Well, you had once mentioned just how Eric Lauer, he and Connor McGinnis have a Lauer language. They just kind of understand each other. It might be the lefties in them, but when I spoke to him about it, he said what's been really cool for him with working with Connor McGinnis as well as Mark Pryor is they both bring a different kind of vision. So he said that Mark is kind of like that old school pitching coach. He understands the game so well, sequencing. And then you have someone like Connor McGinnis who really understands the shape of pitches, pitch grips, and all of the sorts. So he says when you bring those two together, he said it's a really magical just makeup of the group, and so that's been one of his favorite things is working with them guys.
Runner takes off from first, throw down is laid, and a stolen base for Freeman.
Yeah, one of the things in this Dodger staff is you see Freeman gets a heck of a jump and not much that Rush can do. But again, you know, offering two different approaches to getting guys out, and you can take a little bit from each, and you know that's what has allowed those two to work so well with the entire staff.
I'm sure you can attest throughout your career, some coaches who are good coaches just didn't totally speak your language, and vice versa.
Well, that's the thing, right? That's what I was going to say, like, about this organization. The communication is really unparalleled, and it's emphasized. You know, and that's one of the things, like you were talking, it's whether it's Connor or Mark. I mean, they have two different approaches, two different ways to dialogue, and because again, everybody isn't going to retain or learn the same way.
I think in the olden days, you define that however you want, but the olden days are in less organizations you come over, and if the pitching coach doesn't get you, you might be out of luck.
Yeah.
Here you're going to find somebody that can help you. Pop up, rushing, loses the mask, makes the catch.
Nice job by Rush sticking with it right now. The way the lighting is and where we are as far as darkness, you lose the ball easily as it goes up.
Did you happen to see any of that game Saturday in Chicago with the fog?
That was nice, huh? How'd you like that?
Wow, I couldn't see. Yeah, the fog was so heavy at Wrigley Field Saturday night they had to pull the teams off of the field. Troy Johnston with a runner at second and 2 out, fouls off the first pitch. Johnston, the best hitter in the National League with runners in scoring position. We were telling you about that the first time he was up because he had runners at first and second, or had bases loaded, and popped out. So another chance for him here, this time at the Rockies down a run after the Ohtani homer. Lefty lefty. Here comes Lauer. Cue shot foul. And ahead 0-2.
Yeah, Lauer doing a nice job. He was ahead 0-2 in the previous at bat to Johnston. That was, as you mentioned, with the bases loaded, ended up getting him to pop up to second. Good chance to go out of the zone right here.
That's its work for him tonight. A look at Freeman and another 0-2 pitch. Down the left field line, Hernandez is going to have room here. And Lauer strains the man at second.
Take home Shohei Ohtani's greatest game bobblehead, presented by Inaba on July 8th. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions for more information.
Bottom of the 5th inning, the Dodgers with a 2-1 lead. Kyle Tucker will lead things off. Singled his first time. On base 20 times in his last 10 games now. And he fouls off the first pitch from Kyle Freeland. 33 years of age, from Denver. Grew up a Rockies fan. And in his 10th season with the organization, they drafted him in the first round. Tucker's got his second hit of the ball game.
Dodgers have had the leadoff hitter on 3 of the 4 innings. Really a nice job of hitting right there. Have a strike on you, not trying to get greedy, just lay that barrel out there and drive it the other way. Again, if you're not feeling well and you're getting 2 hits a game, sign up for that every night.
Hernandez takes an inside corner strike. Is that an example, that last one, of what happens when you stay inside the ball more?
Well, it's staying inside. That ball was away as well, right?
Okay.
And so, again, he's just looking for anything. And as a hitting coach, you try to give guys something to grasp onto.
Shot the other way, base hit Hernandez. Back-to-back hits from the Dodger corner outfielders to open this inning. And they've got him cornered with nobody out.
Much like the last inning, the first 2 Dodger hitters getting hits, although last inning Shohei put 2 runs on the board with 1 swing. Teo setting things up for Max Muncy here, first and third.
Number 13, Max Muncy.
So the Dodgers 2 runs on 6 hits as Muncy stands in there. Grounded to first his first time. Much better with runners in scoring position as this season has gone on. First one from Freeland is cracked down the line. A base hit from Muncy. Did not come Tucker. 3 consecutive hits. And it's overrun by Freeman, allowing Hernandez to take third. Pepper and Freeland here in the 4th.
Second time through the lineup, the Dodgers are 4 for 7. 3 consecutive singles. Dodgers looking for a big inning here now. Again, Freeland just doesn't have anything to put you away with. And as a hitter, you're anchored in there, and look at, you're going to get 3 passes. But there isn't anything that, as a hitter, you're worried about or that you fear.
Kyle Freeland in the last 4 years has an 18-46 record and a 5.5 ERA, and that covers up what was a promising start to his career. He was in the Rookie of the Year running in 2017. He got Cy Young votes the next year. He's pitched more innings than anybody in franchise history. Here he comes to Rojas inside with the first pitch. Got a chance to become the all-time leader in strikeouts in Rockies history. I mean, just to persevere through 10 years of pitching in Colorado, I don't care what the ERA or the record is. That's an impressive career.
Yeah, I was going to go with that, when you're talking about the numbers. And yes, on the back of a baseball card, they don't look good. But then when you look at being with one team, and that team being the Colorado Rockies, I mean, you can say what you want about what he has now as far as stuff, but you cannot question the competitiveness, the loyalty, the determination. 10 years would have ruined a lot of people for the pitching and career. I mean, you don't even need to do 10, do 4 or 5, and you're in trouble.
Good stop by Goodman. And still, when you put it on ERA plus, which normalizes for the ballpark, he's an above average pitcher. Yeah, the ERA might be unsightly, and like you said on the back of a baseball card, not look very good, but when you factor in Coors Field, a 104 ERA plus. Yeah. First and third, nobody out. A 2-1 pitch to a hot hitter. Rojas taps it along third. Foul ball. It's a foul ball. And it's 2-2 on Rojas. Tucker, Hernandez, and Muncy, all with singles in this inning. And now Rojas works it full.
Rojas just looking for something up in the zone and trying to think, let the ball travel, think right center.
Payoff. Sky high center field for Carrig. Should be deep enough to score Hernandez. Here he comes. Carrig loads up and guns it towards the plate. Cut off. Sacrifice fly for Rojas, and it's 4-1.
Good at bat by Miggy. Battling up there and then does the job. Just another workman-like AB. Kike, I just saw him in the dugout there. Looked like the oblique was fine with those dance moves. You look good there, huh?
Big better be okay with how much he dances. Runner at first, one away, rushing. Doubled and scored his first time. Sends a high liner to deep right field. Freeman's going back. It's over his head and off the wall. Throw to second is not in time, and he's got 2 doubles and as many times up there on as many pitches. Yeah.
103 off the bat, and this pitch just hangs, and Rush pulls his hands in. Does a nice job. I mean, I'm not sure I get this at all.
Why pitch to him?
Yeah, I mean, I just put him down at first. We're not even messing around here. I mean, heck, you get some of your infielders killed with them playing in and showing it.
Pulled in. Oh, man. Performance Spotlight, sponsored by your Southern California Nissan dealers. Ohtani now 381 since coming to the Dodgers against the Rockies. His home run last inning, his 12th. Up the middle, base hit center field, through the drawn and infield. 1 run is in. Here comes rushing. Carrick's throw, not in time. Ohtani's knocked in 4.
'87 off the bat, but you drawn in infield, just gets by Freeland, and the diving Tovar not hit hard enough to get to Carrick, and that was good actually because he made a good strong throw. Rushing does a nice job of just getting in there. That ball would have been hit any harder. Rush may not have had a shot.
You're telling us about Carrick's arm and his style. All out. Talking with some people around the Rockies, they said a little bit Yasiel Puig-like. And if you remember, Vin Scully called Yasiel Puig the wild horse. The second coming of the wild horse here in Carrick.
I mean, look at this. Watch him after the throw. Little gymnastics. That's not just a throw and lawn dart into the grass.
Speaking of gymnastics, nailed the landing. This is a sweet floor routine, Dalton. Pages takes the ball. Dodgers in this inning 5 for 5 as a team. 1 out, came on a sacrifice fly. Pages trying to get joined in on the fun. He's 0 for 2. A day where the team has 9 hits. Already 6 runs scored.
Well, the second time through the lineup, 5 for 8 with a sac fly. Again, Freeland is going to grind and he's going to battle. There's no question. But the stuff just, I mean, it's not up to par to face this Dodger lineup.
He's beaten them once in this ballpark. 14 career starts. That was in 2021. But in danger of falling to 1-9 in his career here. Caught the bat, 2-2. Rockies bullpen starting to get ready. 6 runs in the bank for the Dodgers already. Well, the Padres, after snapping that 8-game losing streak yesterday in the final game at Dodger Stadium, have gone home to welcome in the Diamondbacks and trail 8-0 in the first game.
They're being good hosts for sure, huh?
Peace.
I mean, that Padre line, it just, there's a lot of issues, and they got off to a great start in April, but there was a lot of fool's gold there. They were winning games at the end with walk-offs, and I know I witnessed a few of those against the Rockies, and while there was excitement down there, there was no way that it was sustainable, and it's come to pass.
Freeland to Pages, a 3-2. On the ground to third for Karros. Guns it to second for 1. Castro to first at double play. Mercifully for Freeland and the Rockies, but the Dodgers explode for 4 runs in this inning. They've got 6, and Ohtani's knocked in 4 of them. Happy Dodger birthday to Frank Kellert, who was born on this date in 1924 in Oklahoma City. 1 season with Brooklyn, and it was their first World Series season, 1955. 9-1-2 for the Rockies here. Lauer pours in strike 1 to Ezekiel Tovar. Frank had 85 at-bats that whole year. 3 of them came in the World Series, and there are certain deep Dodger fans who are saying, wait a minute, I know that name from somewhere. How in the world do I know the name of a guy who had 85 at-bats? Well, his claim to fame was that he was at the plate when Jackie Robinson stole home in Game 1 of the World Series. Singled in that pinch hit appearance. And so he's saying, Jackie, you robbed me of an RBI. He'd only have 2 more plate appearances as a Dodger. Played the next season for the Cubs, moved home to Oklahoma, sold cars at the Ford dealership, and then worked for the family meatpacking company. Frank Kellert would have been 103 today. Dodgers have a 6-1 lead for Eric Lauer, trying to move to 7-0 in games that he pitches in. Tovar hits a high fly ball to deep left field. It is gone. Tovar's knocked in both runs for the Rockies and a couple of big no-nos in both cases. Lauer got the 2 strikes and gave him pitches to hit both times.
Yeah, both times he threw strikes. I mean, not only pitches to hit, but threw strikes. And that's one of the things that, again, looking at any scouting report or prepping for this Rockies ball club, you know that he's going to be aggressive and swing at just about anything up there. Yeah, he's frustrated. 2 pitches tonight that he loved back, and they were both to Tovar.
Top of the order, and Castro. And you saw him say fastball up. I don't know if he's mad at himself for throwing it or mad at rushing for calling.
Well, I don't know if I think he meant get it. Like, it's got to be up. Yeah, fastball's got to be up. Or, I mean, again, it's, at the end of the day, too, you can be upset about what the catcher calls, but you've got the ultimate decision with that ball on the mound. But I think he was just upset at the location.
Got this fastball by Castro, and it's 1-2. Well, even with that, here he is again, EK. 5 innings against a hot offense. And say what you will about the Rockies and the record, but again, these guys have hit over the last month. And he's doing what he said he's embraced doing, and that is not trying to be a hero or be like the guys that are headed to the All-Star game, but just save the pen and give him a chance to win each time he takes it.
Well, I was going to say the one thing, for him just watching him is he's stayed away from the big inning. He was in trouble earlier tonight. Bases loaded, never got out of there with 1 run. We saw it against the A's in his last start. It was Could have given up a big inning. He doesn't.
You know what this team is? It's a bunch of stars, and then the rest of the roster, guys that have embraced that they're not. And we were just talking about the same thing with Miguel Rojas. There's something about not just accepting, but embracing what might be looked at as a lesser role as the perfect role for you. And there's nothing you'd rather do than play it on this team. Rushing to get Castro.
I think you could go, this team is comprised of a bunch of Hall of Famers, a bunch of stars, and then the other guys that know their roles, right? Like, I mean, it is such a deep team. And quite frankly, the guys that know their roles are probably excited as heck to be on this team, right? I mean,
we've had those conversations.
Right.
A guy like Alex Call, who's like, I'm not even supposed to be in the big leagues, right? They told me that I would never make it. Then I got there and I was just happy that I had arrived. To be on this team, here's Karros with one away, taken outside. And he said when they traded for him right away, that was like, wow, the Dodgers want me?
Right?
Two and one. I want nothing more than to see Kyle challenge at an inappropriate time. See what that does to you. How you
he'll
handle
be sleeping somewhere else tonight.
Be sleeping there saying, well, I got to cook my own food here too. There's some DoorDash in here too. Walk and a pop out tonight for Kyle. 2-2 from Lauer. That's a good.
Take this. Watch this.
Batter challenge.
When you know. Runs in the genes. Not even close.
Good luck.
I'm sure he knows how all over this topic you are.
Oh yeah, he heard about it last night.
So. Is he thinking about you at this moment?
He's probably smiling.
He's thinking, gosh, I better be right. I like my bed. And he ends up earning the walk. Second of the game. You get to sleep in your own bed tonight, Kyle.
Yeah, right. I might even cook.
Catcher Hunter Goodman.
Second walk the Lauer's issued, and Karros has drawn both of those. He's got 3 strikeouts in this game, and 2 of them have been this guy right here, the Rockies all-star catcher. Goodman with his mind on getting the Rockies back in this game with 1 swing right here. 27 home runs this year, second to Kyle Schwarber after hit 31 last year. He's been a big bright spot for these Rockies the last couple seasons. On pace to set a franchise record. Larry Walker, Todd Helton both hit 49 in a season. He is just a tick above that pace.
You know, there's been some talk in Colorado about, what happens at the deadline, and they need to really, replenish that. The pitching. I mean, there's just not a lot of it. And he's a guy that could get a haul. He's got 3 more years of control, and you look at clubs, and especially you can go to the American League, and the Yankees are a club that would love a right-handed bat, especially in the catching position.
Chopper to third. Muncy charges, goes to second one, throws a bit off the mark, and so they settle for the 1 out. What we were talking about earlier with Goodman, the home road splits, him being way better on the road and his numbers not being boosted by Coors Field, that's a big deal when it comes to the trade conversation. A lot of times teams are afraid to trade for hitters from Colorado because they worry that any offense they're seeing is boosted by playing there. But he has the evidence that you're trading for a guy that is going to hit no matter where he is.
Yeah, the power travels, no doubt about it.
Two outs, and here's Rumfield, who's seen 2 pitches and flied out both times. .393 over the last month for Rumfield. That's second in the National League in that time, behind just Pete Crow Armstrong.
Yeah, named National League Rookie of the Month in both May and June.
Off balance, fly ball, right center field. Tucker and Pages. Tucker will give way to Pages. Halfway home in this ball game. Dodgers up 6-2. Back-to-back world champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your Toyota dealers. We make it easy. This is a picture of Frank Keller. It's Jackie stealing home in Game 1 of the World Series in 1955. But Frank Keller, who was born on this date in 1924, was the pinch hitter right there. He would single to finish off that at-bat. Now, Yogi Berra, till the end of his days, claimed that Jackie was out. And a little bit of controversy because Frank actually agreed with him years after that in an interview. Frank
with
had
Yogi,
the best view of anybody.
right?
He said, yeah, I actually think he got the tag on him. It's kind of like sacrilegious. You can't say that as a Dodger.
Right.
Challenge coming here.
I don't think it was up.
And Freeman's going to get it right. Dodgers lost that first game of the World Series in 1955, but went on to win it all. Finally toppled the Yankees in 7 games. Johnny Padres, complete game 2-hit shutout to finish the job.
Pod.
Mm-hmm.
He was
World
an
Series MVP.
instructor, yeah, an
Yeah,
instructor with us for years when I was coming up.
You know,
Great
that
guy.
55 season, he was almost left off the postseason roster because he was terrible
Terrible.
down the stretch. Speaking of World Series MVPs, speaking of Dodgers Yankees World Series, flied the other way. McCarthy's got room though. Yankees won the first 5 Dodgers-Yankees World Series. It was like every year they would beat them. All between 1941 and 1953. 5 head-to-head matchups in the Fall Classic. All Yankees wins. Dodgers finally breaking through in 1955. Yankees, though, would get them back the next year. And in 77 and 78 on Reggie Jackson's heroics. Dodgers, though, beating them a couple other times, right? 1963 and 81, and then again 2 years back. 1 ball, no strikes on Mookie Betts. Could we be headed for another Dodgers-Yankees World Series? Yankees look like the clear class of the American League, or at least did until these last couple of weeks. They've been cold lately, playing without Aaron Judge.
Well, how much will things change come the deadline? Right, that could flip the switch for a lot of ball clubs, especially in that American League.
It's going to be crazy, though, because there's so many teams that are teetering right there,
Right.
thinking that they may contend. Could come right down to the last minute.
Well, and you look at a team like San Diego, for instance, right? They become sellers. They start trading off some of that bullpen. That's the amazing thing is that, as you mentioned, we don't even know who's going to be selling. Certainly has not defined itself in a number of weeks to go.
2 up and 2 down for Freeland in this 5th inning. The one guy he has not been able to get out in this ball game is Kyle Tucker, who is 2 for 2.
Yeah, he just finds some grass on that first base hit. The next one, really a nice job. Ball travels. It's on the outer part of the plate. Just flips that barrel and goes the other way. Really pretty. Look at that on-base percentage in the last 10.
Mercy. Includes that stretch where he reached base 9 straight times up. Off the hands, into left. McCarthy. A 1-2-3 5th. Back-to-back world champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Hawaiian Airlines. Hawaii starts here. Dodgers up 6-2. 4 on 4th inning, the difference in this ball game. On to the 6th inning we go, and Eric Lauer goes back to work with Cole Carrick to lead off. 1 for 2. Singleton scored the Rockies' first run back in the 2nd. Yeah, it takes a first pitch curve for a strike. Lauer trying to make it 5 times out of his 7 outings, going at least 6 innings. Ahead 0-2. There's just now some stirring down in that bullpen, but this has been the deal with him. There's been very little reason to get the phone working down to the pen when he started until this stage of the game. Pretty nice to know what you're going to get when you got your 5th starter really going out there.
Yeah, he really has been so dependable, right? You just said it. You know what you're going to get. There really isn't any question. You're going to get 5-6 innings, competitive baseball, anywhere from a couple runs to no-hit stuff. I mean, and that has not wavered. And oh yeah, we picked him up after a DFA.
Into right center field. That's headed for the gap, and it's down. Tucker will toss it in. And Carrick's got his 2nd hit of the game. It's a double.
This kid's going to be around for a while. I mean, that's going to be your center fielder in Colorado for a number of years. The Dodgers will be seeing a lot of him. Mark Pryor on the phone.
You were talking about all the positions that Carrick has played. Catcher was the position that they drafted him thinking he was going to play.
Well, the crazy thing is Josh Burns, who now the GM for the Rockies running things and was really head of the scouting here and among a number of responsibilities here in LA for forever, loved Carrick out of San Diego State. Loved him.
Freeman sends a high fly ball to center field. Pages going back on it, feeling for the wall. He won't find it. Makes the catch on the track. Carrick to third. College at San Diego State, high school, Turlock High School, where he was teammates with Tyler Soderstrom of the A's. How about his first week in the majors? It was Colorado against Sacramento in Las Vegas. So those two guys got to get together and say, wow, can you believe us? McCarthy's got a runner at third, 1 gone, in a 6-2 game in the 6th. '97 pitch coming here for Lauer. Bunted foul.
Lauer tonight, you know, when he's been in the zone, Rockies have been 5 for 14, a couple of extra base hits, but out of the zone, 0 for 6, 3 punch outs, 21 chases tonight. Again, he'd tell you those 2 runs, 2 pitches to Tovar. Love to have him back.
Base hit to center field for McCarthy, and it's 6-3.
You know, it's one thing about this Colorado ball club is they're going to play all 9. You know, they may be getting killed but they're not quitting.
Designated hitter Troy Johnston.
And I mean, you don't want to make too much out of a team that's 37 and 54, but it is a whole lot better than it was.
When you had 46 wins last year, you could make a whole lot out of that. When you're, I mean,
But even the wins and the records aside, just the presentation so much better. Johnston in the air to right center field. McCarthy was moving with the pitch. He'll have to head back. Pott has the catch, and you better hurry back.
Now they're going to appeal it. He didn't go back and touch a base. He's out.
Throw to second, and there it is.
So bad. I mean, that's just bad.
Wow. So McCarthy gets past second, doesn't retouch it on his way back to first, and is called out. And the umpire, Steven Jaczynski, was right on top of it.
So he kept his foot on the bag, but he was like towards, watch, he's towards third. So look at here. See, I'm towards third, and you got to go back and touch the base and go. It was just, you got to know that. Celebrate Black Heritage Night on Friday, July 10th. Purchase a special ticket pack and take home an exclusive Black Heritage Night jersey. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions for more information.
Just when I'm talking about how much better the presentation has been, I think the word presentation was coming out of my mouth as he failed to retouch second.
Dude, you're locked in this week. I heard the Teo grand slam, you know. You called it right before it was going to happen, the big bomb, and then you drop presentation. Your money you're locked in.
Yeah, I think one of those is better than the other. It's all right. Bad 300, you go to the Hall of Fame, right? 2-1 on Tasker Hernandez. Pages gets credit for an outfield assist there, and it's his 11th to lead the majors. Stay hot.
Yeah. Just tally up that WAR.
Zach Agnos, the new pitcher for the Rockies. 25 years old, from Virginia. He's an All-American two-way player at East Carolina. Got drafted in the 10th round 3 years ago. And since getting to the major leagues, a 6.91 ERA in 53 games over 2 seasons.
Been used in a variety of roles with the Rockies. Started a game. He's eaten up some innings. He's closed.
Smash to left center field. But it's going to hang in the yard for Carrig. Just got under it. It looks like Eric Lauer's finished. For many reasons, enjoying pitching for the Dodgers. How about the run support? He averaged 3.7 runs of support when he was with the Blue Jays, over 9 since coming to the Dodgers.
I mean, see Brock Stewart getting loose. I mean, forget all the pitching help. How about the offensive help?
That's what I'm saying, right? Dodgers trying to move to 7-0 in the games that he pitches in. There you go.
Yeah, my pitching all of a sudden got a lot better.
Mark Pryor, who his relationship with goes back to right when he was drafted by the San Diego Padres. First round pick of the Padres, and Pryor was the minor league pitching coordinator at the time. Eric, who is a Midwest guy, grew up watching the National League Central, said he was wide-eyed at first. That was kind of his first oh my gosh moment when he met Mark Pryor. Put him at ease pretty quickly, though, as Mark tends to, as down to earth as they come. Muncy swings at a 3-0 pitch and sends a skyscraper to right field that Freeman will pull in.
Second base.
2 up and 2 down for Agnos. And now Rojas. Grounded to third. Smooth stab by Karros, and that's the inning. Dodgers 6, Rockies 3 to the top of the 7th inning. Game 1 in a 3-game series between these teams. And time for the call to the bullpen, brought to you by Jacoby and Myers. After 6 innings from Eric Lauer, Brock Stewart, another acquisition over the last calendar year, comes in. He's battled through the injuries. 7 games with the Dodgers this season. He's given up just 1 run.
Four-seamer, sweeper, sinker, change, a little bit of everything.
The change for him, as you often see with a guy when he comes to a new team, there has been a change with him. Less of that 4-seam. Face 9-1-2, Ezekiel Tovar. Look out, ball 1. That's the sinker. Throwing more this year. Tovar's had a good game. Sacrifice fly in the 2nd and a home run in the 5th.
Yeah, doing both of those at-bats after falling behind with 2 strikes.
Home run was his 8th.
Yeah, Eric knew it the minute he threw it, didn't get it high enough.
Home runs out of the 9 spot like that, your 8 might seem like a lot, but this is a guy who 2 years ago hit 26. Led the National League in doubles that year. Won a Gold Glove. Bounces this ball to Mookie Betts at short. Hustles down to first, but the throw beats him. 1 away.
Well, how about there was only 1 player in the National League that had more extra base hits? That was Mr. Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah. He had signed a long-term contract prior to that season, and you're thinking this is a steal the way that it's going. But those first couple of years, there's always been the chase and the swing and a miss for Tovar, but he had the extra base hits that you're talking about to help overcome that, help make up for all the swing and miss, but those have gone away. Top of the order in Castro, taking down ball 1. Castro's 0 for 3. Signed a 2-year contract this offseason worth $12 million, and I only mention that because it's the biggest contract the Rockies have handed out to a position player since Chris Bryant 4 years ago. Bryant, a sad story. Such a great player early on in his career with the Cubs, but then injuries for him. 4 years since signing that contract, and he's played in a total of 170 games. That's the kind of contract that for a franchise that doesn't have the biggest budget can really set you back. So this new front office that has come in, led by Paul DePodesta, is in his first year back in baseball. He had some time as a Dodger GM. 2004 and 2005, but then he went to the NFL and was in the front office with the Cleveland Browns. He's come back to take over the Rockies with Josh Burns, who you've talked about a couple times. New coaching staff that they've hired. They've grown the research and development departments. Because for years, same results, but continuing to go through the same process with the same people making the decisions. Finally, some change and some reason to feel like there's a different direction coming. Castro's down on strikes. That pitch dives into the zone.
See the movement on this pitch. Castro thinks that thing's going to be inside. Just works its way back over the plate.
Thing looks nasty.
That was filthy, the movement there.
2 up, 2 down for Stewart. Karros has walked twice tonight. It's the only times that the top 4 in the Rockies lineup in this game has reached base. Quickly 0-2. Brock Stewart, a guy that they still feel highly about. And got him at the deadline last year. He's having a great season with Minnesota. He had a .238 ERA for the Twins. And they're confident that's still in there now that he's healthy again. 34 years of age, back where it all began for him a decade ago. Fires an 0-2. Stewart healthy. Evan Phillips activated tonight. Next appearance will be his first one since May of last year. Let me out. I don't need you to pitch yet. No, really, let me out of this fenced-in cage. Karros on 2-2. Swings and misses. Tight sweeper from Stewart. 2 Ks and a 1-2-3 seventh. Seventh inning stretch brought to you by Sit and Sleep, SoCal's most trusted mattress store. Back-to-back world champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your local Kia dealers. Visit Kia.com to discover movement that inspires. Got to hurry back when Dalton Rushing's up there. He's been up twice tonight and has doubled on the first pitch both times. Agno stays on, and now he bunts. Fouls it back, strike one. Quite a night for him, and turning into quite a season for him. In a season where his importance has gone up. Frustrated early on, and not this season, but in his career, that he's not had more playing time, understanding why. Of course, Will Smith is ahead of him, but not used to a role anything other than being the guy in the middle of the lineup. With Smith out for an extended time now, that role has shifted, and he's somebody they're counting on.
Well, and that's the thing. There have been ups and downs this year, and he's handled them all. I mean, face on, and just been able to come out the other side and really been good. That really the way he started off, he just thought, man. Then he went to a lull, and then you start thinking, oh man, I just threw away that first month. And obviously some of the issues catching, but he has just continued to persevere and keep going.
Ground ball right side. Castro over to cut it off, sets his feet and throws him out. Rushing as a rookie at a 582 OPS. It's 853 this year. You put all the ups and downs together, and you get that. Well, Ohtani the last few weeks not quite as good offensively, but 2 for 3 tonight with a home run, and he's knocked in 4 of their 6.
You see Shohei just going deep the other way, let that ball travel and just flipped it out. Then the big base hit. Infield drawn in. You know, he's had 4 RBIs tonight. He had a total of 5 over his last 9 games.
He's back.
He's back.
He's got a 3rd hit. He's knocked in 4 of the 6. And he's responsible for 3 of the 10 hits.
Yeah, you said 3 hits, and remember that first at bat he had, that may have been the hardest ball he hit all night. 111 or 112 to center field, just lined out.
Is that a new walk-up song for Andy? I just missed it.
I have not.
Lately?
Right? No, I think it is.
Oh, let's go.
Wonder what prompted that. You're gonna have to.
I think he finally just realized that that was not a great walk-up song. Just objectively. Challenges, and he's going to lose it. Can't help himself.
One left.
Off the end to center field for Carrick. And Pages is out number 2. 0 for 4 tonight. And we get a word from Nissan.
This Dodgers broadcast is sponsored in part by your Southern California Nissan dealers.
Freddie Freeman on his bobblehead night is 1 for 3. On base 20 of his last 21 games. It's going to fade to the seat. Somebody's going to get not just a Freddie Freeman bobblehead, but a Freddie Freeman souvenir. You can swing the bat infinity times and he's still never going to have it just right.
Well, that's what's made him great, right? Just continued pursuit for excellence.
A bloop shot, shallow left. Karros runs back, twists around, makes the catch, ends the 7th. Back-to-back world champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. Good times. Alex Vesia music pumping through Dodger Stadium as we go to the 8th inning. The Dodgers lead 6-3. Vesia's given up just 1 run his last 11 games. On to face 3, 4, and 5 in the Rockies lineup. Hunter Goodman 0 for 3 today. Fouls it back right at EK. Oh man, we got it finally. Here it is. EK made an awesome catch. You would have been so proud. And then he handed the kid the ball. And here I am. It's great. Kyle, you'd be so proud of your dad. Do we have this camera on replay machine? Yes. Oh. Disheveled as can be.
First and the 15th. I don't get paid like pick those up anymore.
Ball is a gift. I'm taking it with me. Do I get to keep it?
It's all yours. Go home and give it to Blake.
Nope, he's got enough. So 11th season.
That's the first time?
First time.
Wow. Glad I could be a part of that.
Sorta.
Yeah, I thought I showed quick reaction considering the situation I'm in right now, and I didn't get smoked.
No, you did well. Hi. 3-1 to Goodman. Challenges this as it's called a strike on the outside corner. Woo.
Got your left, got your left.
Wow. Turns it into a walk, and he's on for the first time today.
First baseman number 7, T.J. Rumfield.
And it's a walk to lead off this 8th inning. Rockies top 10 in the majors and comeback wins. You were talking about it earlier. Not always pretty, but this team, especially compared to recent additions of the Rockies, keeps on fighting. Rumfield 0 for 3. Takes upstairs. Acquired from the Yankees in a trade this offseason. He was a 12th round draft pick, originally of the Phillies. Traded to the Yankees soon after that. Always hit in the minors, but they had Ben Rice who emerged, and before that Rizzo and Goldschmidt. So he was probably never going to get a shot with the Yankees, and even as he had proved himself in the minors, they traded him. Pure hitter. Carries a copy of Ted Williams' Science of Hitting book with him everywhere he goes.
I think during spring, what really separated him from the rest of the team, only had 2 strikeouts the entire spring. This guy played a lot. And just the ability to put the bat on the ball in Coors Field because it's so expansive. They decided, hey, we're going to give this guy a shot, and he's run with it.
And that's something the Rockies' new front office has looked for, whereas past wisdom was let's get guys that can hit the ball out of the park. Well, that's part of what makes Coors Field an offensive paradise, but the other thing is that there is more territory in the outfield grass than any other park in baseball. So there are more hits to be had if you have guys that can put the ball in play. And they went out and got a whole bunch of them this offseason. Rumfield at the top of that list. He says it's how he was raised, even when he was playing wiffle ball in the backyard or playing pepper. Always priority number one, just put the bat on the ball. Bounces one right side. Freeman's got her to go to second one. Back to first to Rojas. A couple receivers in the same area right there on a pass pattern. Never a good thing. Fielder's choice.
Frey does a nice job. Gives Mookie a good feed. Just nobody really sure who's going to cover the bag. Mickey good enough just to corral that.
Dodgers by 3, 1 away in the 8th. And here's Tyler Freeman, or here's Cole Carrick, beg your pardon. 2 hits, 2 runs scored for Carrick. Takes a strike. Didn't like it, and well, I was going to say for good reason, but it did catch that corner.
Vesey's got to be careful here, though. You don't want to leave anything up and over the inner part of the plate because he'll turn on it. Get him with a high fastball up out of the zone right now. Throw it arm side.
That's what he went with. Dump back. We'll do it again. Changeup of Alex Vesia's only given up 2 hits all year. Changeup and the slider. 2 hits allowed all year. Rumfield the runner at first. Vesia to Carrick with a 1-2 pitch. In the air right side, and Carrick destroys his bat. Freeman to make the catch, and there's a little glimpse of the wild horse. Comparison to Yasiel Puig.
Bad bat. Bad bat.
That's it. Temper has not really been tested for Carrick because he's thrived since getting to the major leagues. Retired right there. 2 gone in the 8th. And now it is Freeman. 2 for 3. What was your best outlet for taking helmet?
I just, destroyed a few helmets in the bat rack.
I feel like that's dangerous, though, because your hands are close.
You got to hold it a certain way. Okay. There's an art to it.
Did you practice it?
No, but after the first couple times, you realize what was going to be the least of an issue for your hand. See that bat rack there? That took a beating.
That's Andre Ethier. Did that damage, and
did he bite
kept
that?
It in honor of him. Yeah.
I didn't know that. You know, the kicker is when you're doing that, when you're trying to destroy something, what you don't want to have happen is like the bat rebound and go flying and take somebody else out, or the helmet. Then you got real issues. Went around 2-2.
Full count. Remember Anthony Banda a couple years ago broke his hand punching a paper towel dispenser.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds crazy, but there's got to be some thought into when you're going to destroy
The
something.
catcher challenge.
He's a catcher?
Yeah.
Okay, catcher challenges, and Dodgers are going to be out of them after this. Rockies have the tying run coming up here. Second walk of the inning issued by Vesia, and they have it coming up in the form of Jake McCarthy. McCarthy has improved his batting average more than anybody in baseball this year, and he's already got a career high in home runs. He's got 9.
Well, he's been much better against left-handed pitching this year as well. Has slugged against that side. I mean, he's the type of guy you be careful on the first pitch.
.386 against left-handed pitchers. That's third in the National League. Yeah, doing it against same-sided pitching. 5 seasons in Arizona. Has had a couple really good years there. Oscillated between really good years and really bad years. 2 on, 2 out. And it's 0-2. Well, Vesia on a night where he hasn't been quite as sharp still has a chance to put up a 0 here. Keep this a 6-3 ball game against the Rockies team that's been the best offensive team in the league since the start of June, and on the season has scored more runs than any other team from the 8th inning on. Brumfield at second, Freeman at first. Vesia home with an 0-2. Ground ball up the middle. Rojas is there. McCarthy can fly, but the throw's in time, and that's the inning. Vesia able to put up a 0. 6-3 score. Big leaguer. Big leaguer over there. Come on, EK. Thanks, though.
Smart play.
Off the bottom of the 8th inning for the Dodgers.
Coming up when we wrap up, Access Sportsnet Dodgers. Presented by Mercury Insurance. Dodgers 6, Rockies 3. Last of the 8th. And Mookie Betts fouls back Zach Agnos' first pitch. Agnos in there for a 3rd inning of work. He has gone 3 innings a couple of times this season. Tanner Scott getting ready for the top of the 9th. Dave Roberts was talking about Scott today as somebody that should be considered as an all-star replacement kind of season he's had.
I mean, he really has had an, I'm not going to say unbelievable year because he did it in San Diego. And I don't think it's surprising to anybody that, you know, follows baseball or is aware of, you know, what he's been able to accomplish. But and he has stepped right into that role that was needed when Diaz went down.
Scott was an all-star 2 years ago, going from Miami to San Diego, and hit a 1.75 ERA. His strikeout to walk ratio that all-star season was 84 strikeouts to 36 walks. Pretty good. It's 45 strikeouts to 3 walks this year.
Can't make an all-star team with that ratio either, huh?
Eesh. Fly to right. And Betts in danger of having his on-base streak come to an end at 16 games tonight. Let's go down to Kirsten.
Thanks, Joe. Well, you guys just mentioned Edwin Diaz, who's coming off of throwing his first live facing hitters yesterday here at Uniqua Field at Dodger Stadium. So his next one's actually going to be on Wednesday here at Dodger Stadium. And then Dave Roberts said with the All-Star break coming up, he's going to be heading to Arizona, should be throwing another one there. And after the All-Star break, the plan is that he should be starting his rehab assignment. So he will be returning to the team very soon, guys.
All right, so they just got Stewart back. Phillips back tonight. Edwin Diaz coming soon. And then the 2 big starters for the Dodgers, Snell and Glasnow. 0-1 on Tucker. 2 for 3 in this ball game. Now back to the conversation about Scott being a good injury replacement. Problem is Dodgers have a couple guys competing for one of those spots. Tanner Scott and Justin Robleski somehow not an all-star with a 10-2 record and a 2.80 ERA. Chance to make one final statement tomorrow,
right? Certainly has had an all-star first half. Again, you look at some of the guys that you look at, they're all deserving in some fashion, but it would have been nice for Robo to get that opportunity.
Flipped into center field. On comes Carrig to get Tucker. Robleski tomorrow 10-2 with a 2.80 against Michael Lorenzen, 3-9 with a 6.90. 7:10 first pitch. All 3 games in this series. 7:10 start times. It'll be Sasaki and Feltner on Wednesday.
Yeah, Robo have an opportunity to mimic what Lauer did tonight. Watch how Eric attacked these Rockies hitters and incorporate that into his game plan.
Lauer goes 6 innings once again. 5th time in his 7 games with the Dodgers. 6 innings, 3 or fewer runs. By definition, quality starts. Now, one of those was he had an opener before him, so technically not going to get a quality start for it. But 6 innings or more, 3 runs or fewer. Quality start. Quality start, a statistic invented by Hall of Fame writer and our good friend John Lowe. To Teoscar is fouled off, and it's 2-2. The 15-1 strikeout to walk ratio we're talking about for Tanner Scott would be the best for a Dodger reliever going into the All-Star break ever.
Wow.
Second best, beg your pardon.
Okay, you got to tell me who's first.
Kenley Jansen had a 57-2 strikeout to walk ratio in 2017.
Whoa. 57-2. What was it? What year was that?
17.
Jeez. Sometimes you forget how great he was.
Swing and a miss from Hernandez, and good stuff tonight from Zach Agnos. 3 scoreless relief innings to give his offense a chance. 8-9-1 coming up, and Scott coming in. Well, here he is, Tanner Scott, a 2 ERA, has not given up a run over his last 8 games, and that 15-1 strikeout to walk ratio.
Gonna throw that slider down and into the righties. Got that good fastball as well.
Pinch hitters hit it up there for Troy Johnston. Johnston top 5 in the league, hitting .313, but a left-handed hitter, and so Warren Schaefer is going to use his lone right-handed bench piece, Braxton Fulford, but he goes to get the platoon advantage from a guy who's hitting above 300 to somebody who's at 188. And statistically, average is identical, left-handers and right-handers against Scott. You look at the OPS, though, it is minuscule for lefties. Fulford fouls it off, and it's 0-2. In fact, against left-handers this year, 40 at-bats, he's not given up an extra base hit. So Fulford pinch hitting. Backup catcher, 2nd season in the major leagues. Out of Lubbock, Texas. Stayed there, played his college ball for the Red Raiders. Leading off this 9th against Scott. And swinging and missing, strike 3. 46-3 strikeout to walk ratio.
You see, Tanner Scott just continues to bury right-handers in, and he gets a ton of chase. Pitch looks like it's going to be a strike. Hitter offers at it. A lot of time it ends up in the dirt or out of the zone.
Shortstop number 14, Ezekiel Tovar.
One gone in the 9th for Tovar. He's knocked in 2 of their 3 runs. He's got his 8th home run of the season tonight. He takes high for a ball. No, it's interesting for Scott. In the zone less this year. The thought was he was throwing too many strikes and too many fat strikes last year, but his first pitch strike rate way higher. Here he falls behind 3-0.
This is crazy. Of all the guys on this team to try to walk, I mean, it's almost impossible.
Right.
And he's thrown, 3 non-competitive pitches to Tovar. As Craig goes with the slider, I mean, that's what he felt like he had the most control over. He had thrown 2 4-seamers and a slider and found himself in a 3-0 count.
Well, if there's a thing to nitpick in tonight's game, it's how the Dodgers have handled Tovar, giving him really good pitches to hit with 2 strikes and now walking him. It's hard to do.
Number 3, Willie Castro.
Willie Castro to the plate. Rockies have the tying run in the on deck circle here. Castro, who's 0 for 4. Takes ball 1.
5 out of the last 6 pitches have been balls. Would have been 6 or 7.
One and one on Castro. Scott delivers. Fouled off 1-2. Scott, these 8 consecutive scoreless appearances, he struck out half of the hitters that he's faced over those 8 games. Strikeout for the first out of the 9th. And now base hit the other way, and the Rockies get the tying run to the plate in the form of a guy that has already established himself as a Dodger killer earlier in his career. It's Kyle Karros. 3 of his 8 career home runs have come against LA.
Number 12, Kyle Karros.
How you doing, Dad?
Well, I want to say what like you should do, but I really can't say that because I know,
Dodger fans, I can't hear you.
Mark Pryor knows.
You probably have a better idea how to get him out than any pitcher possibly could, huh? You ain't gonna say a word.
I'm just sit here and
You let me handle it.
watch 2 guys go at it here
right.
with Tanner Scott on the mound and Kyle up at the plate.
Go ahead and sit back and enjoy the ball game, EK.
Stay out of harm's way of foul balls.
Walk for Tovar, single for Castro. Karros, who was the hero yesterday with a 3-run home run to beat the Giants. One of his 7 this season. One of the best hitters in the National League the last month.
Well, in this situation, though, he's swinging for the fences there. He's just trying to keep moving the line here.
Can you still tell him those things?
If he asks, right? If he asks, I'll volunteer.
One from Scott is taken downstairs. He's ahead 2-1. Lucky for you, I hear that like you watch all his games. He likes to go back and watch yours, so he'll hear that you said it. Dodgers 6, Rockies 3. 4-run 4th inning, the difference in this game. Rockies making them sweat in the 9th. Karros slams one to right center field. That's headed for the gap. It's down for a hit. Tovar's in to score. Carroll's flying for second. Headlong dive with an RBI double. It's 6-4, and the tying run is in scoring position.
Well, he got himself into a hitter's count, and Tanner Scott tried to get a fastball by him and just left it up out over the plate. Kyle changed his approach. Instead of trying to go deep, he driving the runs in and just trying to make things happen, and he's getting pinch run for it.
First run allowed by Tanner Scott since June 9th. It's a 6-4 game. Pinch runner is Brett Sullivan, representing the tying run. And they've got their all-star Hunter Goodman coming up.
And you can say what you want about the Rockies, because you can. You look at the record and you just go, well, okay. But they don't quit, and they continue to battle. They put good at-bats. I mean, I will say, Warren Schaefer, Brett Pill, Jordan Pacheco, the hitting coaches, they've done a nice job. Dodgers find themselves in a battle right now.
And in a scary spot right here, do you put Goodman on? They're gonna put Goodman on intentionally. So the go-ahead run put on intentionally.
I don't know that I would do that.
Is that because of who's on deck and his bat-to-ball ability?
Here's the thing. Yes, like Rumfield is going to put the bat on the ball. I mean, I watched an at-bat against Aroldis Chapman, and it was ridiculous.
And
it may not be hit hard, but like there's going to be some contact here.
But Goodman's going to put the ball in the seats more
if
than
he hits
anybody.
it. If he hits it. If he hits it.
Does get you the lefty-lefty. Bases loaded, one gone in the ninth. A swing and a miss for strike one. Rumfield, OPS against righties 300 points higher than it is against lefties. Swings and misses, and it's 0-2 just like that.
But two excellent pitches by Scott. They execute another one. It doesn't matter what Rumfield did against Aroldis Chapman.
As you see, every home run he's hit this year has come against a righty. Cole Carrick's on deck. Running the bank for the Rockies here in the ninth inning. Bases loaded, one away, down two. Scott home with an 0-2. Strikes him out. 3 consecutive sliders. 2 gone in the ninth.
We're going to take a look at this sequence, and it's going to look like we're running this one pitch on loop, right? I mean, the execution here by Tanner Scott, elite. 3 of the same pitches in basically the same spot, unhittable, and just continue to move out of the zone.
Gets you the jumbo jack for tomorrow. Now tries to get the Dodgers a win. Bases loaded, 2 gone. Carrick inside, ball 1. He's 2 for 4. He's singled and doubled. He's got 4 extra base hits in his last 4 games, and he's got a first month in the major leagues that if he were to do that over the course of a career would put him in Cooperstown. Tying run at second, go ahead run at first. 1 ball, 1 strike. Scott to Carrick. Ball 2. There have been 4 base runners against Tanner Scott the last 8 games. 4 of them in this ninth inning here. Walk, single, double walk. 2-1 pitch. Carrick lifts one to right center field. That is going to split the gap and hop up against the wall. They've got a chance to take the lead. The throw from Rojas is there, but he got his hand in. Rushing says check it. As it stands, it's a bases clearing triple to give the Rockies the lead.
Hunter Goodman made a heck of a slide at home. It looked like he evaded Dalton Rushing's tag. I mean, look at this slide here.
Wow, throw beats him by a mile, and he's still
He
able to
snuck
get his
that right
in.
hand in, yeah. I mean, Dalton may have clipped his left hand. Let's see. No. I mean, the play on the field is called safe, so even if they challenge, I mean, Hunter pulls that left hand back. I mean, that's a crazy slide.
They have challenged it. Unreal. Rockies down to their last out. A bases clearing triple from Cole Carrig to make it 7-6. Unless.
I think he got his left hand. I think Rush got his left hand. Well, I know Rush got his left hand. I just don't know if the right hand was on the bag or on home plate.
And this guy doing this slide, keep in mind, is the big home run hitting catcher who shows off some athleticism and runs like a guy who, like you were talking about earlier, had not always been a catcher. Hope his wrist is okay. The wrist that he put out over the plate, but
no, that was the left wrist.
Oh, that's the one that he braced with. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the one he braced with.
So this is synced up. I don't think he's quite to the plate over on the right side there, and he's being tagged.
I mean, from here, yeah, it doesn't look like he's on. The problem is he was called safe, so that doesn't bode well for us. It's
After review, the catcher tagged the runner's hand before he reached the plate. The call on the field's overturned. The runner is out.
Do it, Rush.
LA retains his challenge.
All right,
A heck of a
so
tag by Rush.
the Rockies get 3 runs to tie this game, 6-6. And we play on to the bottom of the 9th, officially a double for Carrig.
After review, there is no violation for blocking the plate.
All right, well, you get the
Colorado
answer
wins the
right
job.
there, but the Rockies have said, we see your challenge, we're going to challenge ourselves. They're challenging that, or have challenged that this was blocking the plate, but rushing doesn't move in front of the plate until he's going to make the catch of the ball, and that makes it legal. This is not a blocking of the plate, and now we officially move to the bottom of the 9th inning with the game tied at 6. You just can't set up over there. The whole key is where you set up, and he was set up in front of the plate. It was in the act of making the catch that he went in front of it.
Really a heck of a tag by Rush. I mean, you see this ball hitting the gap. Really a nice job by Andy, too, as well. Gets it. Good, strong throw. Again, who's in the middle of everything? Miggy Rowe at second base. Does a great job. It's really an outstanding tag by Rush.
So we continue, and the Dodgers have the bottom part of the order coming up. Rushing to be part of that. Muncy, Rojas, rushing due up. Antonio Senzatella has come in, and this is almost impossible. The Rockies are 37-54, and Antonio Senzatella is 8-0.
He's really done a nice job. You know, remember, he was a starter for so many years, and last year it was not good, to say the least. I mean, surprised that he made it through the season without them just releasing him. Had one more year left on his deal. So they make him a reliever, incorporate some new pitches, and take a look at those numbers. He's going to be somebody on the trade market.
Dodgers trying to tag a 5th walk-off win on him. Here's the 4 they've had this year. A couple weeks into the season, Max Muncy, a walk-off home run. On a 3-home run night, it was Kyle Tucker on April 27th with a walk-off hit. Freddie Freeman did it on June 5th. And then it was rushing on June 19th against the Orioles on the previous homestand. So here we go with Muncy to lead off this 9th inning for the Dodgers, tied at 6. 2 of the 4 guys that have walk-off hits for the Dodgers this year are due up in this inning. And instead of Miguel Rojas, it's going to be Tommy Edman to bat second. Muncy, who's got 17 long balls, headed to the All-Star game. Pokes it foul, 0-2.
And if the Dodgers do go on to win this game, it's going to be defense has reared its head again. The defense for the Dodgers is, I mean, I know we acknowledge it and talk about it, but that relay was textbook.
Base hit left field for Muncy. Slaps one the other way to lead off the ninth. You considering bunting for Tommy Edman?
No. No, because then you go after Rush and then you walk Ohtani.
Tommy is hot as anybody since getting activated. 347 in his 16 games. Only one sacrifice in his 3 seasons with the Dodgers. Rarely would you ever ask that question for the 8-hitter, but as hot as rushing has been, he does lay it down. Back to Senzatella. Winning run into scoring position.
Could be the rushing night again, right?
Yeah. Well, so far, pair doubles, a pair runs scored. He's talked about that at bat against the Orioles. The end of a night where he was particularly bad. That was a rough stretch for him, and he was really bad going into that at bat. It struck out a few times. Calmed down, took a breath, nice and easy, came up with a winning hit. Perhaps a turning point we'll look back on for him. Can he be the hero again? Takes a strike on a high fastball. Fouls it back, 0-2. The outfield arms in center field really good, Carrick, and the corners not good, McCarthy and Freeman.
Yeah, you hit it to left field, you're scoring no matter what. There's not a lot out there in left. Rockies have had 6 walk-off losses. It's the 3rd most in Major League Baseball.
0-2. Rushing takes the ball.
If Rushing isn't able to do it, it's going to be up to Andy Pages. Shohei is not going to get an opportunity.
Senzatella's 1-2. Rushing fouls it into the glove. Strike 3. And here he comes.
Just keep walking.
And he's going to head on down to first. He didn't even step in the dirt circle.
Shohei Ohtani is being intentionally walked.
Modern day Barry Bonds in that regard. 10th time he's been walked intentionally. 20 times last year, both those leading the league. And now Pages has his chance. One of the best in baseball this season with runners in scoring position. 3rd in the league, 63 batted in.
All right, if you're Andy, you got to look for something up, out, over the plate. They're going to try and get you away. You got to hope that they make a mistake and leave it up and just shoot at the right center.
Now batting for the Dodgers, center fielder number 44, Andy Pages.
Well, Pages, who came in on a 12-game on-base streak, 0 for 4 tonight. Dodgers have not scored since the 4th inning. Muncy, the only man that matters on the bases. Pinpoint from Senzatella, who was throwing 94, 95 as a starter, now living 99 out of the bullpen. Pages has 1 career walk-off hit. It was a month into his major league career, May of 2024. Down 0-2.
You just got to continue to look out over the plate. I mean, not a secret. Look at it, they zip one in, but set your sights out.
On a 2-strike pitch, Pages takes, and this is going to be strike 3 as Senzatella turns it up to 100.
All 3 pitches away over the plate. Like, it just, it's an all plate.
And for the first time this year, the Dodgers play extra innings. Well, the Rockies scoring 3 runs in the top of the 9th inning. Queiroz set a double. And then Carrig, opposite field double to knock in 2. For the moment, it looked like it was a bases clearing triple, but this outfield assist, relay to the plate, on review is overturned, and so to extra innings we go. The Dodgers in their 92nd game of the season playing extra innings for the first time. It's a National League record for the most games before playing an extra innings game, and it's the 2nd most games in Major League history. Only the 2005 Red Sox played their first extra innings game in their 99th game. For the 10th, it's Enriquez, and it's Freeman, McCarthy, and Johnston. Or Freeman, McCarthy, and Fulford coming up. Carrick's the free runner. Forgot how this works. Tyler Freeman, 2 hits and a walk. Bunts it. Muncy to first in time. You don't see teams do that very often.
No, but where the Rockies are in the lineup, and all they're trying to do is score a run and then just hope their pitching holds them. I mean, they don't play the conventional let's just slug. They play a lot of old school baseball. Take their chances.
So the go-ahead run is at 3rd. Good speed and Carrick. The infield comes in and McCarthy comes up. Swings and misses.
McCarthy's going to get a steady diet of cutters just like that pitch. He's got the infield in, and all he's got to do is put the bat on the ball, especially infield in, his speed, and he may be able to do something special.
On an 0-1, he takes in the dirt. Pressure put on Rushing here. Enriquez delivers. McCarthy swings and misses. That cutter diving inside. It was 95, but it looked like an 85-mile-per-hour slider.
Again, that's the second one. He started him off with that pitch, and he throws the slider, but that's where he's going to get him out. He's going to get him out with that cutter. I mean, he told you that after the first pitch.
Rushing, another good stop.
Here comes the cutter. If you're McCarthy, you're trying to lay off of it because it's going to probably end up being a ball. And if you're Enriquez, you're going to fire it in a couple inches off the inner part of the plate and hope he swings.
Two pitch. Look out down there at first. So stays 2-2 on McCarthy as the infield stays in for the Dodgers. Ricardo Enriquez, more and more becoming a trusted part of this bullpen.
If he can throw that cutter out of the zone, McCarthy's going to swing. He's on full swing on that cutter. Just keep it out of the zone.
Breaking ball to first. Freeman steps in the back, fires home but late. Rockies lead 7-6. And some chatting here at home plate. Dalton Rushing and Mickey Moniak, who just arrived. I think Moniak got between Carrick and Rushing, and they are 2 Bulls and 1 China shot.
Yeah, that doesn't end up well for either one of them. And look, if it's Carrick and Rushing, that doesn't end up well for either. If it's Rushing and Moniak, that doesn't end up well for Moniak.
Said what?
Yeah. So here's the thing. It's Carrick and Rushing, because Rushing tried to block him, tried to put his foot down. So then he said something to, you know, like those two. That's a pay-per-view. See, Rushing tries to block with the left and then tags him, and then it's like, then he tags him again. And it's like, he says something. Rush doesn't like it. That's it. See, that's neither one of those two are backing down. Like I said, that's pay-per-view.
It's like one of those science projects where you get the perfect ingredients you put together and you make a volcano. You put Carrick and Rushing together, things are bound to boil over. All right, so Colorado has come all the way back and taking the lead in this game.
Yeah, but that's not. I mean, the Dodgers. Look at the Dodgers are going to be in a great position. You know, as far as where they are in the order, you're going to have Pages at second base. You're having Freddie, Mookie, and Kyle Tucker coming to the plate. I mean, that run for the Rockies really it means nothing. It's one run. You were going to put one on the board anyhow. I mean, look, that was a great play by Freddie. Rush did a nice job. It just, you know, Carrick beat him with the speed.
Dodgers led 6-1 at one point. Now 7-6 Colorado. Bases empty, 2 outs, and Moniak to pinch hit. Third batter they've used in this spot in the order. This is the 8th spot. Johnston was in it to begin the game. They pinch hit Fulford for Johnston to open up the 9th inning against Tanner Scott. And now it's Moniak, leading the National League in slugging this year. First pick of the draft a decade ago, the Philadelphia Phillies. 5 years bouncing between the Phillies and the Angels and not playing well. Went to Colorado last year, had a really good season, and now this year leading the league in slugging. On a 2-0 from Henriquez. Watches a breaker drop in there. And it's 2-1. That run is unearned anytime the extra runner scores in extra innings. The free runner scores in extra innings, that's unearned. Here's a 2-1. Again, Freeman, Betts, and Tucker due up for the Dodgers in the bottom of the 10th. Well, in the 18-inning game that tonight's bobblehead commemorates, there was an outfield assist to end the top of the 10th inning. If you recall, it was Hernandez to Edman to Will Smith. Thing of beauty. And maybe he'll have some symmetry tonight. The outfield assist in the 9th inning. Moniak takes the walk. The inning continues. Get this game into extras.
Number 14 is
It's Freeman to lead off the bottom of the 10th. Here's Tovar. A hit, 2 runs knocked in, 2 runs scored for Tovar. It was the walk to Tovar that started the whole thing. I mean, you talk about the double from Karros, the double from Carrig as the big swings in that inning, but it was a walk, just the 4th of this season, issued by Tanner Scott, that started that rally. 4 consecutive base runners. On an 0-1 pitch, jumps out of the way of a pitch inside, 1-1.
Well, you mentioned that, and you wonder what the odds were. Tanner Scott having only 3 walks, walking Ezequiel Tovar, who never walks. Like, you could have made a mint if you bet that.
Tovar to short, caught by Betts. To the bottom of the 10th we go. It's all setting up for Freddie Freeman on his bobblehead night. He'll lead things off. Tying run at second. And representing the winning run. Here we go, folks. Freddie Freeman headed to the plate to lead off the bottom of the 10th inning. 7-6, Rockies in front. Freeman has got 20 walk-off RBIs. That's more than anybody in baseball since his debut, including the walk-off home run in the 18th inning of Game 3 of the World Series last year. And fittingly, tonight the night that we're honoring that with a Freddie Freeman bobblehead giveaway. Brennan Bernardino comes in, a local guy of Valencia High School, former Valencia Viking, 34 years old, having one of his best seasons.
Been real effective for the Rockies coming out of the pen. For the most part, only left-hander coming out of the pen. He's answered the bell. Again, we've talked about it a number of times this year. One man coming to the plate, no matter the situation, no matter who's on the mound, no matter what they throw. Here's your guy, Freddie Freeman.
His walk-off home run earlier this year was on the very first pitch that he saw. He tried to right here.
Seen that before, huh, Joe?
Same deal in Game 1, 2024. Freeman, Betts, and Tucker. 1 to keep it going, 2 to win it. Ground ball right side. That'll advance the tying run to third.
Not what he wanted to do, but effective. Right, give Mookie an opportunity right now. He becomes a much better hitter with the infield in.
No, one good thing to come out of this game going to extra innings. Mookie Betts gets another chance to keep his on-base streak going. 0 for 4, comes in with a 16-gamer.
When we talk about Freddie, career with runners in scoring position, 332. Mookie not bad either. 320 career average with runners in scoring position.
Both those guys up near the top of the leaderboard the last half century. Up the middle, and it's tied. Mookie Betts scorches it by the drawn in infield. 7-7 in the 10th.
That hit off of Julian's glove. I mean, that was right to the second baseman. I think he just boxed it. Yeah, look at watch. He just boxes it. Oh, line drive right to him. He knocks it down, but the object is to catch it, not knock it down. Great job by Mookie. Ball 104.
Number 23, Kyle Tucker.
So now it's tied, and now it's Tucker, 2 for 4. Look at that, his average right on the verge of getting to 250. Oh, the struggles and long days in this first year as a Dodger. Takes inside, 1-0.
They scored that in air?
Really?
Yeah. Just looking, they scored that in air. I mean, look at, he hit it 104 and it was a rocket, but it was right to him. I don't know how he missed it.
Ball 2 on Tucker. Teoscar Hernandez waits on deck. Dodgers trying to finish off a 50-game stretch, 35-15. Betts 1 steal in 3 tries this year.
I mean, this is a guy to run against, too. I mean, Goodman doesn't throw well.
Ball 3.
What's one thing Tucker's been doing exceptionally well is getting on base. 1 pitch away from moving Mookie to second.
3-1. Yeah, Tucker on base 21 times the last 10 games. Well, they've tied it, not looking to win it. Bernardino to Tucker. 3-1. Tucker, jam shot, shadow center, sinking down. 3-hit game for Tucker. Winning run into scoring position. And to the plate comes Hernandez.
I don't care how he's feeling, if it's sluggish, if it's not smooth. All I know is I've seen 3 hits.
And an average above 250.
Take it all night long.
Nice little mental hurdle to get over right there, seeing that number look a little better. We've got a righty and Jimmy Herget warming, and he's going to come into the ball game. Teoscar Hernandez, who's been a hero once on this homestand, trying to do it again. Dodgers tie it and now threaten to win it. Taking it out on Brennan Bernardino, who took it out on the dugout.
Well, at least he's using his right hand. You know, not the pitching hand. But yeah, he's frustrated. But you know, on the flip side, yes, Julian should have caught that ball. It was right to him, but it was also 104 off the bat.
So Jimmy Herget thrown into the fire. Teoscar Hernandez. Betts at second, the winning run. 1 gone, 10th inning. Ball 1.
And this guy, obviously not a smooth delivery at all. Call him the human glitch.
I love that.
But he's a sinker, slider, sweeper. The sinker and slider, they get hit. Opponents are hitting over 400. The sweeper, that's what he's got to throw. Teoscar just looking for something up.
A hitter up there who's feeling a whole lot better than the numbers would indicate, since coming off of the injured list. He's 3 for 26. One of those 3 hits, the game-winning grand slam Friday night. Last walk-off hit 2 years ago. 2-0. 3 balls and no strikes. Muncy's on deck.
I mean, you pass it along to Muncy. Muncy's going to end this thing. Herget's going to have to come back, and Teo's got to be taken all the way here.
Oh, he swings and lines into a double play to end the inning. On a 3-0. Oh, to the 11th.
So it's a 3-0 pitch right there, and Teoscar, I think, had it made up in his mind that if it isn't anywhere close, he was going to try and make something happen. That ball, I mean, right on the edge at best, came off the bat at 82 miles an hour, and like I said, I felt like he just gets down to first. That guy had nothing for Muncy, nothing. But we go on, more baseball.
To the 11th in the first extra innings contest of the year for the Dodgers, a game they once led 6-1. Top of the order, Enriquez stays in for him. Willie Castro had a single and scored a run in that 9th inning rally. Rockies got a run in the 6th, and a run in the 5th, run in the 6th, and then got 3 runs in the 9th to get this into extras. Castro on 1-0. Chops it foul. Ball and a strike. Well, 5 times this season, Henriquez has gone more than an inning, so this is nothing new for him. He's thrown as many as 34 pitches in a game. He's at just 18 right now, and there is nobody warming in the bullpen. Dodgers in the bottom half of this inning have the bottom of the order: Muncy, Edman, Rushing. Hernandez will be the pinch or the free runner. Three and one on Castro. Now, in the big picture, they're 59 and 32, but in the narrow picture, this one stinks.
Yeah, just, I mean, some great things, but some other things that you just say, what?
Three and two on Willie Castro. Leadoff walk. Not the worst thing in the world, and sets up the force out everywhere. Sets up a chance at a double play here.
Second baseman number 6, Edouard Julien.
Oh,
Edouard Julien
yeah,
coming up.
He'll get an opportunity to make up for that ball that was hit right at him.
Sullivan pinch ran for Karros, and then Julien replaced him to play second base. Julien, in his first season with the Rockies, over from the Minnesota Twins. Corners pinched in. Hunter Goodman's on deck. Squares. Bunts it sharply. Foul. You move the runners up, you do run the risk of losing Goodman.
Right, but you got Rumfield, and that'll be a righty lefty, and they'll take that. Still, though, a little surprised that, you know, after Enriquez just walked Castro, that Julian's going to bunt, because Julian has as good a command of the strike zone as anybody. I mean, he doesn't swing at anything outside of the zone.
Bunted in the air. Rushing runs it down.
And that's the thing. That's why I was kind of, I mean, I get that you want the bunt down, but trying to bunt off Enriquez, and this guy's not a great bunter, but he is excellent with the strike zone. But that's a huge out for the Dodgers. Hey, if you're Enriquez, just keep it out of the strike zone here. Do not let Goodman extend.
2 walks, 2 Ks in this game for Goodman. First pitch just misses. Enriquez, one of the best ground ball inducers in the league, and if he can get one here, the inning could be over.
Are we at a challenge on the scoreboard?
2-0.
Hey, is that?
The 2-0 right there for a strike.
Really nice execution by Enriquez. I mean, you could throw that cutter out there. Started on the outer part of the plate.
Back to Enriquez. There's one. There's 2. It's a 0 in the top of the 11th from Henriquez. It's Muncy, Edman, Rushing coming up with a winning run at second base. Well, after all of this, still a chance to win it right here. Tied at 7 to the last of the 11th. Muncy will lead things off. A wacky game this has been. Rockies got on the board first with a run in the second inning. Dodgers took the lead on an Ohtani home run in the third, then scored 4 runs in the fourth to go up 6-1. Rockies charging back, though, tying it with a 3-run ninth inning. Both teams getting a run in the 10th. And here we are to the bottom of the 11th. They'll put Muncy on intentionally. And bring up Tommy Edman.
Second baseman, number 25, Tommy Edman.
Pinch hit in the 9th inning had a successful sacrifice. Corner's way in here, thinking he might try to do it again. Squares, bunts it to third. And over to first in time, winning run to third.
I mean, you got to do the same thing. You got to pitch to Rush, then you walk Ohtani, and you go after Pages. And if you Rush right now, you got to just be as patient as possible. Just let it happen, because you're good enough to walk him off right here.
As we know, it's not in his nature to let it happen. Infield is in. Those holes are big. Rushing. 1-0.
I mean, literally, if you Rush, you're just trying to block the ball. That's it. The infield in, just serve it right out there.
Reminds you about the outfield arms. Really good in center, not good in the corners, especially weak in left. Hernandez the winning run at third. On a 1-1 pitch, rushing, grounds it towards the middle and ends the ball game. Dalton Rushing with a broken bat walk-off hit in the 11th. Dodgers 8, Rockies 7. They survive in extras.
Well, we said it a little earlier. Is it going to be the rushing game? And it certainly ended up being that way. 3 hits tonight. A great tag at home plate to send this game into extras. I mean, really, the Dodgers, if anything, they just showed what we saw in the World Series last year, resilience. They just continued, and they had some things not go their way, but ended up on top.
And by the way, Tommy Edman setting it up with his second sacrifice bunt of the game. Checked in the 9th inning. And after 3 years with the Dodgers having 1 sacrifice bunt total, had 2 in 3 innings tonight. And here's the game-winning hit for Rushing. Goes down to get it. 3rd hit of the ball game. 2 doubles in this walk-off hit. Continuing to take advantage of his increased role, the increased responsibility on the back-to-back world champ as their catcher. The hero at the plate tonight, and he stands by with Kirsten Watson.
Thank you, Joe. Well, Dalton, earlier, it's funny, Eric Harris was calling this the Dalton game. You had yourself 3 hits, the 2 doubles early, but this walk-off, how special is it to come in the clutch for this team tonight?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't pretty, but we pulled through. Any Dodger win's a good win, and yeah, it feels good. That was a long one. Yeah.
It was a long one, but when you look at just the results you've been getting offensively, the consistency, even when you see the slug tonight, what does that say to you just where your swing is at the moment?
It's good. I feel comfortable right now. I'm hitting with conviction, and it's always a good thing in this sport. Yeah, looking forward to carrying this streak going and more Dodgers.
When you look at that at bat with Herger, when you see the sac bunt in front of you, when you look at kind of his delivery, it's a little bit of a glitchy one there. What were you looking for just to put something in play to then bring the run home?
Yeah, I was trying to take advantage of something early, and then once I got 1 strike, I was like, all right, infield's in. They're doing you a favor. So move the ball forward, good things happen, and happen tonight.
And then it gets to be a walk-off. Dalton, congratulations on this one tonight.
Thank you so much.
All right. right, so the Dodgers in extra innings, their first extra innings ball game of the season. Doesn't happen until July. If you're going to do it, you might as well win it. And they do 8-7. For Eric Karros, Kirsten Watson, and the rest of our crew, Joe Davis saying so long from Dodger Stadium. We'll talk to you again tomorrow night.
Eric Lauer pitches in a Dodger uniform. We've still got more to come here from Uniqlo Field at Dodger Stadium. Dalton Rushing and the Dodgers, the first team in the big leagues to 60 wins. We will hear from Rushing as well as Dave Roberts coming up.